I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a moment of silence, please. Okay, roll call, Corinne.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Here.
Counselor Heising?
Here.
Counselor Tiarena?
Here.
Counselor Schneider?
Here.
Council President Stigley?
Here.
We have 5 members present. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Council has had time to review the prior meeting's minutes. Could we get a motion to move forward on those?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion to approve the prior meeting minutes moved by Council President Stigley and seconded by Councilor Heising. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I didn't forget to say during roll call that Jeremy Simon called and he is excused for tonight's meeting. He's sick. Committee reports, safety and code.
That's me. We had a great meeting. Steve Schneider and Jeremy both were there, as well as Chief Chittenden, Chief Kessler, Mr. McWaters, and Mr. Torbett. And you were there as well, Mayor.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so
I'm the other.
it was a good meeting. We talked about food trucks. Tom McWaters provided the committee with a final code draft regarding the food truck regulations, and the committee took some time to review the draft and confirm department heads are in favor of the code change. And so we're going to be making a recommendation for that. There was 3 yeas, 0 nays on the food truck recommendation. And so that was the just really cementing the getting the permits and that type of stuff to let the fire department know when they're going to be coming into town, and changing the consecutive 7 days versus 7 days randomly chosen by the people. So that was that. And then the utility vehicles, we reviewed the draft amending chapter 337 of the city's code, and we agreed upon change goes as follows. A fee of $10 shall be charged for each renewal inspection conducted prior to March 1st, and a fee of $50 shall be charged for each renewal inspection conducted March 1st or after. So all committee members and department heads agreed with the change, and so we will be making a recommendation on that as well to update the section 377 to reduce the inspection fee. And we also talked a little bit about noise ordinance. We discussed the topic of updating the city's noise ordinance. There have been recent complaints regarding semi-trucks idling near residential areas during all hours of the night, and there was no action taken on this topic, but the committee will revisit it at a later date.
I don't know how roosters play into that, but I've had complaints in certain areas about
Yes.
rooster activity that might go on the same noise complaint list.
Yep, and I think horses also neigh quite a bit. Do you hear much neighing?
Because I don't live there.
Oh, it's just by your shop?
Yeah,
I heard
I'm going
roosters
at 5
at my
o'clock.
area.
Oh.
There was some on Meadow Lane, I think they had them at one time. Or it could have been the 4-H building too, I don't know.
Shane's
Oh.
got something to take care of that.
No, I don't. No.
Anyhow, we're gonna vote on these separately, Mayor.
Yes.
So the folks on the renewal for the $10, is you have a 2-month window to get in and enjoy the $10 fee.
Correct.
After that,
It's back up to 50, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Any
think there
other
was,
questions? Okay, go ahead.
I'm going.
I think there was.
Brandon, go ahead.
Thank you, Shane. I think there was 17 people that had actually registered their golf carts last year. And so hopefully this year we'll have an increase of that, and people will be able to take advantage of the $10 renewal prior to March 1st.
Well,
So,
only the 17 people.
so is that golf
In the
cart
future.
Okay.
Is
all
what I'm
right,
saying.
Thank you.
and gators, I mean, total, both of them together?
Yes, yep, both of them together.
Do we have a way for the golf carts to get to the golf course? I don't know off the top. Do we? Like if-
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. right?
They were gonna have to cross over.
Right.
They
Yeah.
would have to cross
Yeah,
over.
go through Steve's
on-
neighborhood.
Yeah, they'd have to come through
They go in front of
Right there.
Steve and do a little beep beep and then go over
But
the
then they'd
road
have to
there
get
onto there.
onto the trail
Yep.
on the golf course and reverse to get back to the clubhouse, but it's not that far to go, so. But I had some people come by my place last year that were doing that, so.
Because with the idea is to keep them off 35 and over roads, right?
Yeah.
Correct. They
Right.
have to be on 25 and under.
You only had 17 go by, right?
Yeah, I had 2 or 3 while I was out there. I probably had 17 golf balls in the yard. I get golf balls in the yard all the time.
I don't know what that, I've never done that before, Steve. I'm always within club length of the pin.
The funniest thing when they come out from the road and they stand there and they look around and then they look across and see it, but they won't come over and get it, and I won't throw it back.
Do you ever act like you've been hit in the head, Steve?
No,
You just go out there and just lay down.
You need to get one of those gophers from Caddyshack to come
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
go around and come back down. All right.
Someone to I'll make a motion to accept the food truck motion by Safety and Code.
A second.
Recommendation of the codified ordinances be amended to include a new section 721 regulating the operation of food trucks in the city, moved by Council President Stickley and seconded by Councilor Chamberlain. Any discussion? Council President Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Tiarena?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, then we need a recommendation for the slow-moving vehicle ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Recommendation to amend the slow-moving vehicle ordinance, section 377, to reduce the inspection fee if the inspection fee occurs prior to March 1st of each year, moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Councilor Tiarena. Any discussion? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Tiarena?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, and Jeremy is not here to go over the tree commission report. It really doesn't look like there's any action that needs to be done on that. Discussion on the removal of the trees, and most of them are done in the parks. And then Laura Camp gave a copy of the Wauseon Urban Forestry Management Plan, and that pretty much took up the rest of the meeting on discussion, so there was no action with them. And moving on, Finance Committee.
We met Monday, February 10th at 5 o'clock. Besides myself, Shane and Sarah were present, and also staff, Phil Kessler, Mary Huner, Tom McWaters, Ted Bowers, Brady Schaffner, and Corinne Miller. And there were a couple of representatives here from Zoll Medical Equipment. Chief Kessler requested a Finance Committee meeting regarding the purchase of updated auto post medical equipment. They presented a very thorough presentation talking about this equipment, significance, advantages, what it does for upgrade, what critical value it plays in saving lives, and so on. And the meeting lasted about an hour and 20 minutes. That's how much detail was brought out. And even though it's expensive, it's going to be split up, I believe, between 5 years. And we felt that it was important to give our emergency medical people this type of equipment. So Shane made the recommendation, I seconded it, and it voted, we voted 3-0 to carry this motion. So if anybody has questions, I would almost direct them to Phil, because he knows more of the details of the thing, but it sounded like life-saving equipment that's beneficial to.
It would replace our current heart monitors, and it's not that our current ones are functioning. Some of them are older than others. The older ones, the value is very limited on them. The younger ones have a tradable amount of value to them, and by making this trade-in now, we're capitalizing on what value's left. And the monitors that we're asking to purchase have not been released to the market yet, and once they do, their value goes up significantly. So right now, we would get them at the price of our current monitors. at a cost savings of right around $100,000 to the city. And then it would be buy now, pay later, and allow the city to make 5 years worth of interest-free payments. And the first payment wouldn't be expected until January of 26.
2026.
Yep.
Because the value of the current ones would be kind of like the first payment. So it would delay that to go on next year's budget. So it really is the same, I mean, it's an updated version of what they use now, where it streamlines the process between, you know, their vehicle and the hospital and getting all of the information needed to make, you know, the call on what needs to be done at the next level.
It takes us from soft key displays and transitioning from screen to screen to touch screens and a dial, which is a lot more user-friendly in the field. The modems on the current ones are outdated and they're big. They look almost like bricks. These are more like dongles on the new ones. And the user friendliness of the device overall is just significantly better than what we currently have, which is not a fault. When we bought the ones, they were state-of-the-art. It's just what happens with technology over time. This just presents the city with an opportunity to upgrade with best value to the dollar.
And so the ones that we currently have, those we own outright? We're not making payment, okay. And so since the ones that you're trying to get have not been field, they're not accessible from the market, have they been tested?
Yes, everything, the testing's completed. They're just waiting for the FDA stamp of approval. This is the exact same process we went through a couple years ago with the NXT boards, the auto pulse boards, where they were coming out, we locked the price in, FDA approved them, they shipped them, and we've had no issues with them.
Okay, and then, so if FDA, for whatever reason, doesn't approve these, they don't get that stamp, are they gonna give us back our old stuff and we're gonna give these back to them?
So we haven't, they would not be released, and we would not give anything up until.
It's been approved and all that?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes, yeah.
okay.
Because they're gonna be taking so much for our newer ones.
Correct,
So it's like a
right.
trade, and if the trade doesn't go through, then.
The devices are manufactured, they're sitting in a warehouse ready to ship. They're just waiting on the legal.
Right, stuff to happen, okay.
You probably can't even use them unless they are approved, right?
Correct.
So I was at staff meeting, but for the news media that's not here, I think it's about 250,000 for 5 units, is that right or wrong? What's the price tag?
It was
It'd be
about
about
50,000 a
50,000
year.
a year.
I mean, 55, somewhere in there.
So it's 50,000 a year.
Just about, it depends, yeah.
And
I didn't bring it with me. but-
Well, that's why I'm doing it, because they're gonna wanna put it in the paper correctly. So it's about 250,000 over the 5-year period, 50,000 a year. But we get 5 units for that, so they're about $10,000 a unit per year, right?
Oh, per
Yeah.
year.
Huh?
How many units are you getting?
We're getting.
Five.
Math is not
So you said
mathy.
10,000 a unit.
Yeah, we're getting,
Yep,
do you have the?
And,
I don't have the paperwork.
And one thing that was attractive to me is payment of it, since it's not budgeted for this year, is that we can enter into a zero interest rate loan, so we can budget for it in 2026.
Yeah, so there's no impact of paying it in 5 years. We could pay it faster if we wanted to, but there's no
There's no,
benefit really.
yeah, no penalty. I'm just trying to, so the 2 people from the news media, they got an idea of what to print, for money.
and so when you guys were looking at the finances of this, adding
Okay, so,
a $50,000 price tag to these new equipment pieces, it's not gonna affect their budget?
Not in
Correct.
2025, right, because
Because
we're gonna do it
I
in
mean,
2026.
next year though.
yeah.
It's not gonna, you're not seeing,
The 40,000 is what
We were
Sarah's
gonna
talking
have to be
about.
investing in the current ones anyway. They were losing the warranty
Mhm.
and stuff, so, is it more than we were gonna pay? Probably,
right,
but we were gonna have to be paid
Yeah.
Right.
anyway, so.
I have the proposal in front of me.
okay,
If we wait until the FDA approves them and they hit the market, it's $340,000. With trading in at that point, minimal value on the existing devices, $322,773. If we do the sign now, pay in the first of the year, that locks those devices in at $275,000 with the trade-in value of $40,000, bringing it down to $249,000, which was where the $250 comes in with the trade-in. There's still a little money, like you talked about, that we're haggling on, but total savings with the one-lane plan is $93,000.
And part of that 93,000 included the warranty, like
Yes.
that, you know.
Because the warranties are coming end of life, and we're talking about the add-on warranty. And then once that comes to end of life, it gets very difficult to find parts and support for the firmware and the hardware.
If I were to look at my crystal ball budget-wise, I foresee this as a capital purchase in 2026. We just make it go away in 2026. If that's just me looking into my crystal ball, I don't want to, of course, not tie Chief's hands in what his proposal will be in November, but that's sort of what I see it as.
I think
Yeah.
we're on the same page.
Yeah, right.
And Zoll, they were very helpful in figuring out how to make this work now so that we didn't have to go through the efforts of, because we've already done the budget for the year. So
Right.
creatively, using those credits toward that first payment to be able to break it up that way.
I think it'd be a nice addition. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
With,
And as you can tell, this committee was here from 5 to 6:20. It was a very nice presentation and a
very.
lot of questions and answers.
and I appreciated the interaction with my staff that was here that day. There was a lot of great, open, honest discussion going back and forth. And that was great.
Okay,
So I would make the motion to accept the finance committee's report to purchase these units for our fire department.
I will second it.
Recommendation that the city move forward with the purchase of the new Zoll medical equipment pursuant to the proposed plan and security agreement moved by Council President Stickley and seconded by Councilor Schneider. Any discussion? Council President Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Tiarena?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
okay, thank you. Department heads. Yeah, got a couple. All right, anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, the cold weather and the snow, no major issues. We appreciate the fact that everybody was cautious. While our run volume didn't change, we really didn't have anything weather-related, so we're happy about that. Just a reminder that the Fulton County Firemen's Dinner is tomorrow night, so we look forward to seeing everybody there. We've got some awards going out. Saturday morning, I got notified that a handful of our recruits from the recruitment retention that we've seen with the billboards and the movie theater, 4 of them took their firefighter 1 exam as a completed class and passed.
Nice.
And so we're starting, while it's been a long road, we're starting to see that whole thing come full circle. Some of them have already jumped in to sign up to take their Fire 2. Some of them have signed up to take their EMT certification, which starts next week. So, I mean, these individuals have come in and hit the ground running, which is great.
Motivated.
Yeah, which is awesome. And so, thanks for supporting that. That's all.
What time's the dinner thing tomorrow?
5:30.
The dinner starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
I think the doors
open at 5:45.
Yep. There you go.
5:45, that'd be
Sorry, I
early.
didn't have to answer that, I had read over on that.
I couldn't remember. Perfect.
No,
How
that-
did the
You have a
Heroes versus
question?
Heroes go? I wasn't able to go. Oh, it was.
To the
okay.
9th?
I couldn't go.
Oh,
March
so-
9th, I think, is when they're looking at it.
At what time? Past
Yeah.
March 9th?
Yeah, March 9th, is what I read, so
Hey, Tom.
I'll definitely
We throw me a
check for the next meeting.
Pen.
Would that still be
Thank
3
you.
to 6 again?
Yeah, as far as we know, yeah.
Did you say March 9th?
Yes.
Same time, 3.
As far as we know, as of now, yeah.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. No problem.
Well, Keith is not here, but I did get a call it was a call through downstairs. The snow started in and got pretty rough, I think Saturday morning. And the crews were called out, and a woman was driving into town and forgot her phone, and her car ended up, just quit working. And it was right at the corner where our trucks turn around on 13 and F. And two of our guys got out and helped her, started her car back up for her, fixed it, and got her back going. And she wanted me to show appreciation to those two. No names, I don't know who they were, whoever was on that shift, but I always appreciate anybody who wants to give a positive for any of the employees or something that's happened. And that to me was a very good positive. So they helped her out. She said, I don't know what had happened. It was very cold and I didn't have a phone and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I was very proud of those two, and hopefully we'll find out who they are when Keith gets back. So I wanted to share that with you guys, so that was a good thing too. Tom, you got anything?
Nothing really, other than to say that we are continuing to move forward with the process for getting the time for paying the assessments on the Glenwood properties, extended the 8 years per council's decision on that. I think Finance Committee is in the process of getting a meeting set up for after the next council meeting. And invite those folks who are involved with the property to come in and hear about that. And then I've contacted our council that we've used for the process, that will be working with her on getting a petition put together, and then council will have to approve a resolution amending the original resolution of necessity. So
Has there been communication with those residents? Do they understand what's going on?
It's getting out.
a letter will be going out explaining
Okay.
the circumstances and inviting them to the meeting. So, yeah, we've got a page length letter that explains stuff and indicates, emphasizes that this is the last time that, the time can be extended. So that's clear, there's no misunderstandings on that. So, other than that, really not much else.
Any other questions for Tom? Okay, let's move on to our legislation. We have nothing under first reading. Under second reading, we have ordinance 2025-2, which is an ordinance amending section 311.02 of the codified ordinances of the city of Wauseon.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Motion to place ordinance 2025-2 on second reading, moved by Council President Stickley and seconded by Councilor Chamberlain. Any discussion? Council President Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Tiarena?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Got nothing under third reading. Under new business, we need a motion to approve Bob Norris onto the Planning Commission board. And,
I will make that motion.
yeah,
I'll second.
Does Bob know this?
yes.
Motion to approve the mayor's
Voluntold.
appointments to various boards and commissions, moved by Councilor Heising and seconded by Councilor Tiarena. Any discussion? Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Tiarena?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, anything else under new business, council?
Well, just in relation to what you said, the gentleman helping that lady out, I've been out and around. My wife said, you going out in the weather? But the streets, I think, in Wauseon have been very well cleaned.
They did a
I think
good
they're doing a heck of a job getting things cleaned up. I know there's probably spots here and there, but I go out and they're pretty much clear. I think that's.
Well, communication is huge, and that's something that's been going on between the departments, and that makes a huge difference. And I thought they did a great job,
I think they're
too.
doing a great job. I just think it ought to be made.
And this wind isn't helping anything.
No.
I think before the ice event, I think they're doing some pre-treatment, which was really nice,
Mhm.
getting ahead of it. So.
Yeah.
So for,
Kudos to them.
yeah, Fulton Street, the sidewalk on Main Street, is that the city's responsibility or the stores?
Stores.
Okay.
The businesses, owners of the businesses, yes. And they follow the same rules, which we tried to get out this, right before these storms, and we're gonna continue trying to get out, that apply to the residents with their sidewalks, applies to the business owners as well.
Okay.
All right. And I have nothing under old business. So I guess we'll just make a motion if someone wants to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Motion to approve and pay the bills as presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Heising. Any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Tiarena?
Yeah.
Council President Stickley?
Yes,
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
We have a motion for.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion to adjourn, moved by Council President Stickley and seconded by Counselor Tiarena. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.